A very good evening to everyone. Hope all of you are having a wonderful evening. So this is Lokesh. In today's session, we can just go through this overview on EventLog Analyzer, the SIEM solution offered from the ManageEngine. So before proceeding with the EventLog Analyzer, I would just want to provide an overview on what is a SIEM solution. A SIEM solution is an application or tool which has the capability or ability to collect logs from different kinds of log sources, collects them, analyze them, understands them, and present it to the users in a very human user-friendly format. Therefore, the user doesn't have the headache of going through actual raw logs, right? And this SIM solution will make the user's life much simpler. Not only that, SIM solution has the capability of securing your environment. So with the various kinds of security features that a SIM brings to the table, it can detect that any kind of the threat that could possibly happen in your environment. So it can detect it and it detect, report it, and it can also prevent that threat from growing further. So all of this makes a SIM solution a great tool that everyone should consider utilizing them. So when I say a SIM solution, I personally believe every SIM solution should have a certain amount of features. In that, the first one I would say is detecting malicious IPs. Not only detecting malicious IPs, the SIM solution has should have the ability to detect malicious URLs and domains, etc. So if at all any kind of IP just detected in your environment, SIM should have the capability to detect it that that's a malicious IP, flag it, and alert to the users so that the users can take necessary actions. Not only that, if the SIM can detect, the other things like process spawning or file management, file editing, if all this can be detected by SIM, it's like a go-to SIM. And the next feature that I would say is the real-time alerting. So detecting the activities is good, but we are always expected to be alerted whenever there is a malicious IP or whenever there is a threat that is detected in your environment, right? And this alerting should be in real time. So a SIM solution should have and must have the real-time alerting. Not only the real-time alerting, if it has a capability to take preventive actions to stop that threat from growing further, that's like an added bonus. So SIM should have this real-time alerting, and preventive actions is also something everyone is looking for. And the other two would be the thing that we already discussed, the interactive reports. So SIM just putting it out in a raw logs or raw format makes the user's experience bad. So every SIM solution should have a very interactive or very user-friendly reports so that the user has the capability to go through all the data or the logs that are being collected and understand what's exactly going on in their environment. And if they want, they should have the capability to go through all the logs that they have collected, detect what is anomaly that is going on in their logs, and they can take actions accordingly. For that, the forensic analysis feature is also something every SIM solution must have. So these are a major feature that I personally believe must have, which will help you to detect a wide range of attacks that are possibly happen. So when you say wide range of attacks, the attacks could be a variety of types. Like let's take a sample scenario. A person in my organization. So he receives an email stating that as a part of this year's bonus, the company has offered the Amazon coupons to all the employees in his organization. Once seeing it, out of so much excitement, he just directly goes ahead and downloads the coupon so that he can utilize it and buy his own things in the Amazon. But the moment he clicks, um, he doesn't know that he now being a part of an attack that could possibly cause catastrophes to his organizations. So if this email tends to be a phishing email, that click that he has entered must have downloaded the malicious processes in this uh, system, and it will start executing in the backend to cause catastrophes. So let's take us let's take in our scenario, the, the moment the user has clicked the phishing email, a process is downloaded and a file is downloaded and the process is begin. So this process's main goal would be to start the Windows remote shell host and establish the communication to the malicious actor or the hacker, to be simple. And so just to make the communication pathway for him so that he can log in and he can do whatever he wants. So for doing that, it will just initiate the sequence, launches the Windows remote shell host, and it will establish the communication. Once the malicious actor has the access to your console or your system, and he can do anything that he likes. So just a simple click now has caused that now can cause a catastrophe in your environment, right? So this is like one kind of threat that could happen in any organization. So this is like a very common threat, and this has like high risk associated with this as well. So this is there, but how can we prevent it? In our day-to-day scenario, we might not even notice. We might not even notice that one extra process is running out of like hundreds of processes that is running in the Windows, right? So if you utilize a SIM solution, a good SIM solution, then you can monitor and you can detect it in various stages, and also you could have prevented it from moving further without any human intervention. So let's look into it. So before I let me tell you the solution for our scenario, I just quickly want to say about the event log analyzer, the SIM solution that we offer. So event log analyzer is a Gartner recognized SIM solution offered from the ManageEngine. And with this SIM solution, it comes with a wide range of features. So you can, as we discussed earlier, you'll have a very user-friendly reports with which all of the data will be presented in such a way that it would be like user intuitive, and you will straight away understand what's going on in your environment. And not only that, we have this important or a key feature which is called correlation engine. So with this correlation engine, you will have the ability to detect various kinds of attacks that could possibly happen in your environment. So with this correlation, we can also detect the previous example, which I'll come back to that. And next we have the forensic analysis. Of course, we have a dedicated tab for the forensic analysis, which is called search. And with search, you can go through all the logs and get to know what you're searching for. And here we have the advanced threat analytics as well. So with advanced threat analytics, we constantly update all the malicious IPs, URLs, domain that have been detected in various parts of the world. We constantly collect those data, update in our database, and provide it to all of you so that you can detect if any of those IPs or URLs in your if it's present in your environment. So by this, your organization will be much secure. And also we provide like dark web monitoring. So just to monitor if at all any of your domain details are available in the dark web. So therefore, if at all any, if at all, for example, your one of your employees' credential is leaked and available in the dark web for sale, we will help you to identify it, and we will let you know that this is what happening in the dark web, so that you can always take preventive actions. And this is just a tip of the iceberg, and there's like much more features, but these are like a core feature that we provide. Now let's come back to our scenario. So first, in our scenario, what happened? The phishing, the user just clicked he received an email and he clicked it, and the phishing started, right? So with the event log analysis, advanced analytics that we just discussed, you can detect if at all you receive any IP address or any domain that is associated with the phishing. So whenever these are detected in your environment, event log analyzer will quickly detect it and flag it as an anomaly. I'm flagging it as a malicious. So as you can see here, this is like the event log analyzer console. So where you can see the actual uh, threat category where it has mentioned it's a phishing, and also we provide the reputation score. And not only that, we also provide like a various you know various details of this particular IP address. So this is a place where we can detect the IPs, right? And then let's say what was the next thing. So next thing, the process was started and it started to initiate or it started to spawn the other legitimate processes of the Windows devices, right? So to detect these process spawning, we have we have the correlation engine. So with this correlation engine, you can detect if at all any of the process that you're monitoring gets spawned, and you can alert it whenever it gets spawned. So in our example, we were looking for WinRS host, right? So this WinRS host usually gets created by the SVC host, the Windows native process. So by knowing this, we can create any alert. So if any process other than SVC host creates or spawns this, this remote shell host process, in that case, it has higher chances of being suspicious. So we can detect it and let know that there is a suspicious process running in your environment. So voila, now we have detected that there is a suspicious process running. But EventLog Analyzer doesn't stop there. Not only detect, it will send you an alert. Along with it, it will also kill the process. So here we have something called workflow. So this workflow, you can consider it as the first line of defense of your organization. So whenever these happens, so whenever this process happens, the moment it detects that it's a suspicious process, EventLog Analyzer has the capability to kill the process and lets you know that this process has been killed. So with this workflow, you can create individual workflows like or various kinds of workflows, and or you can associate it with multiple or different kinds of alert profiles. Therefore, these two becomes deadlier and makes your environment a fortified network. So once completing all this, so once detecting now everything is done, you have received an alert. Now it's time for the investigation. So yes, you have the forensic analysis tab or the search tab where you can go ahead and search through all the logs and get to know which process or who initiated the process and all those stuff. But here we have also provided a feature called incident workbench. So with this incident workbench, you can dedicatedly monitor or you can dedicatedly investigate on a particular process. So when you click on the process, when you open this incident workbench, it will let you know that when this process has started and when it got started and when it got started to spawn and what actions it did. All of this can be monitored using this uh, incident workbench. So if you see here, there's a timeline. When you click on the timeline, it will show you the exact timelines on which these process did what. So all of these activities can be monitored from there. And not only that, you can also view its parent processes. So with the alert, we can know that this win our host is running. Okay. Now, when we click on the parent process, so here we have the option to view the parent process, right? So when you click on the parent view parent process, it will showcase which process actually created this WinRS host, and not only that, it will list what are the other processes that the parent process has created, so that you can go through the other processes that could be a malicious one and take actions accordingly. So by doing this, you have detected a malicious act at the beginning, and you have stopped the process, and also now you have investigated, and you got to know the root cause of this issue. So by using the event log, or if you, by using the SIM solution, you have fortified your entire organization. Thank you so much for participating here or watching this. Have a wonderful day.